My name is Karen Barr, and this is my digital portfolio final project. My portfolio has 4 parts. The first part is about how I could improve a lesson I taught using technology. The second part is about a technology tool from the perspective of an EL. The third part is about a lesson I observed, and the fourth part is a new technology tool. As I just mentioned, the first part of my portfolio is about how I could improve a lesson I taught using technology. Last year, as an interventionist, I supported a small group of 4th grade ELs as they completed a research project. The boys in the group were still learning to read and write, so they needed a very high level of support. Each small group in their class was assigned a different type of bird. My group of students needed to research the habitat, characteristics, and structural and behavioral adaptations of Eclectus parrots. Then they needed to create a presentation on Google Docs or on a poster. Each student in my group chose a different topic to research. After gathering resources and watching some videos for background knowledge, I taught the boys one-to-one how to search for images and copy and paste them into a document to print. I also created sentence frames for the boys so they could fill in key information they found from a website or in a book. Once that was finished, I helped the group practice reading their sentences aloud. I could improve this activity by having students use a digital storytelling website that allows you to record your own voice instead of just creating a poster. Since my group of students had very little experience using computers to create a presentation, they could have used a simple program such as Pixie that is very easy to learn. That would have allowed the boys to be more independent as they worked and given them a valuable experience with technology. It also would have made the project more motivating because they could have shared their work with a bigger audience. Using a digital storytelling tool is a great way to simultaneously improve EL's listening, speaking, reading, and writing skills. This activity will cover WIDA ELD Standard 1, Social and Instructional Language, Standard 2, the Language of Language Arts, and Standard 4, the Language of Science. The second part of my portfolio is about a technology tool from the perspective of an early elementary EL. I chose the tool Little Bird Tales. It's a website and app that allows you to create your own digital books, projects, and presentations. It is perfect for storytelling. You can create illustrations yourself or insert pictures. When you're finished, you can add text and record your voice. Finished activities can be shared with anyone. Little Bird Tales allows students to improve their communication skills in all domains of language. I think an EL would enjoy using Little Bird Tales because it easily allows you to express yourself and your creativity. If a student is at a lower language proficiency level, they can share their ideas through drawings. If they are at a higher level, they can include more written text. I also think an EL would be very engaged using Little Bird Tales because they are using technology and they get to record their own voice. An EL would be happy collaborating on assignments with small groups of their peers because they could practice their language skills in a less intimidating environment. Since finished work can be easily shared with anyone, including families, friends, and teachers, I think an EL would be very excited and proud to share what they have created. The third part of my portfolio is about a lesson observation. I watched a video of a whole class lesson involving technology. The lesson was taught by an ESL technology resource teacher in a 1st grade classroom. The lesson was about making inferences using a book from Reading A to Z called Ruby Bridges. It was Black History Month and the students had already had some practice making inferences about other important people. At the beginning of the lesson, the class was seated in a circle with the teacher on the class carpet in front of a smartboard. Sentence starters and frames for making inferences were posted on an anchor chart next to the smartboard for all of the students to use. The teacher started by talking with the class about empathy and how the lesson is about a heart topic. She connected to the students' prior knowledge by reminding them about how they had made inferences using a picture of Martin Luther King before. Then she used TPR to help the students remember and understand how to make an inference. Her saying was, "I take what is in my heart plus what's in the text and I make an inference." The whole class did the motions and repeated the words with her. After that, the teacher pulled the book up Ruby Bridges on the smartboard and on her iPad to introduce it. She told the class they would be using an app called Explain Everything on their iPads to help them make inferences with the text. Then she flipped through the pages of the book and showed the class some screenshots from a video they could watch at the end of the book. One of the pictures was the painting by Norman Rockwell of Ruby Bridges walking to school on the day of school integration in New Orleans. The teacher showed the class how they would be using the app Explain Everything to walk with Ruby. The teacher had one student get up and stand in a walking pose so she could take a picture of her using the iPad. Then the teacher showed the class how to cut the student's body out of the picture and put it next to Ruby in the painting. To go along with the picture, the teacher recorded the class saying, "I stand with Ruby Bridges." After the whole group lesson, the class split into groups to read the book and to use the new app on their iPads, to take their pictures, and to stand with Ruby Bridges. I thought the lesson was great because it covered a lot of content and language standards in an engaging way. The ESL technology resource teacher used strategies that were very beneficial for all of the students and not just the ELs. At the beginning of the lesson, she connected to the students' prior knowledge about making inferences. Throughout the lesson, she pointed to the anchor chart of sentence stems to support the students as they shared their inferences. The teacher also used TPR to teach important vocabulary and concepts. Using the app Explain Everything on the iPads was an authentic use of technology and really motivated the students. The fourth part of my portfolio is about a new technology tool. ProdigyGame.com is a free role-playing math game that is aligned to the Common Core state standards in grades 1 through 8. It can also be played as an app. The game allows students to create their own wizard avatar and explore different fantasy worlds. They level up and make their character stronger by going on adventures that involve completing quests and having math battles with various game characters, including their own classmates. Correct answers help you to win battles. When students start, they complete a diagnostic test while learning how to play the game. Teachers can see the data for their students individually or as a whole class when they log into their teacher dashboard. Teachers can also create assignments based on specific skills, a standard, or on a standardized test. If nothing is assigned, students' questions will be differentiated automatically. Student accounts can be linked with parent emails so they can see weekly progress reports as well. When students are given a question, a variety of virtual manipulatives and visuals are available as a support. The questions can also be read aloud. If a student is stuck, a hint will appear to help them. Some pros for Prodigy Math are that it is highly engaging, it uses visuals and manipulatives, reads the questions aloud, promotes peer interaction, and involves families in the learning process. Some cons are that it can only be used for one content area and that it can be a bit harder for students who are at a lower language level to navigate to the challenges at first. Overall, I think creating this digital portfolio was a great opportunity to display a bit of what I've learned about various technology tools and how they can be used to benefit all students, including English learners.